Welcome back. I'm MTG Joe, and I'm here with a couple more constructed ranked videos on MTG Arena. Sorry for a couple days delay, was trying to grind offline just to try to get into Mythic. Got close to Diamond, but kept falling down afterwards. We were playing a combination of Gruul Aggro, mid-range, and this list here. This is Jeskai Drakes. So this is pretty much a traditional Drakes deck. You'll have your Crackling Drakes and Enigma Drakes. We are splashing white in this build for 3 Deafening Clarions, as well as Teferi. We're also mainboarding 2 Niv-Mizzets in this build. The Clarions are really good for life swing and just to deal with the abundance of aggro in the format, as well as Teferi's just some residual card draw later on. In the sideboard itself, we are a bit more transformational. We can go into more of a control build with Disdainful Stroke and Negate. We have some seal aways to deal with phoenixes and other troublesome creatures. With white, we're able to destroy enchantments. There's been a lot of Temur Nexus or Temur Reclamation in this rank that I'm playing. We have the one Beacon Bolt as a catch-all removal spell. One Binding, which is pretty much reading, this is for Vivian. Cleansing Nova as a general board sweeper, 2 more Teferis, and a Ral. So against like Esper, we can also play in terms of just control, where they bring in more creature removal spells. So we'll take it through for the ranked, play a couple games, and then I think tomorrow we're going to be putting out a lot of videos related to Gruul. There is a practice mode now. So where did it go? There we go. So as we get started, if you haven't done so already, subscribing is a free and easy way to support the channel. All you got to do is click the little button on the right hand corner here. It goes a long way to help support the channel. We're closing in on 100 subs. Once we reach 100, we will be doing a sub giveaway. We did this earlier where we gave out 2 Light Up the Stage promos, the FNM promos. So looking to give out a couple new paper cards as well. So if you can, subscribe and you'll be entered for the draw once we hit 100 subs. We'll figure out exactly what we're giving away. So waiting on the opponent, they're playing first. So this deck is a little bit slower than the traditional variant. You're not trying to go all in. Steam Vents, we can shock if need be for the shock. We have some removal, and then we can just cycle into one of our Drakes. Have not purchased any of the cosmetics yet. Frankly, I'm not a huge fan of some of them. Saw Steam Vents the other day, and it just looked tacky. Not to mention the cost. So they have Legion's Landing here. Here, probably worth just coming in to play tapped. And then another Legion's Landing. So we'll shock one of them. I was hoping for a land. So this way they can't flip, and we do have Spell Pierce if they drop something like another Legion's Landing or a History of Benalia. So Tithe Taker makes it a little more awkward. This matchup is good with Clarions. See, that's actually good for them because we would have been able to Spell Pierce. Here, they're going to flip it regardless. I think we want to dig for another land. Potentially a Clarion as well. So we'll go like this. Just pass the turn. Next turn we can Clarion the Tithe Taker. Of note, this is the blue variations, so they can hold up Spell Pierce out of the sideboard. So we're also going to hold out because I want to be able to hold up a Spell Pierce to prevent. So we'll get rid of Spell Pierce here probably actually. We can bring out Enigma Drake. If they want to use a Conclave Tribunal, they can. So let's dig first to see if we can hit a Clarion. Perfect. Do I want the land? No. So this is where this variation is a lot better. Traditional Drakes would have a hard time. Match 1. So they do have 4 power by activating a Danto. We can block with the Enigma Drake next turn. We can also Teferi Tuck the Sentry, which could buy some time. So they've been holding a card for a while. We're dead that way. This gives us the most opportunity. Also, if we do die, we haven't shown any Drakes yet. Ah, opponent's got us there. So for this matchup, really just want the bindings, the beacon bolts. We can take out, probably take out the dive downs. They'll likely take out some removal. And probably a spell pierce. You know what, let's bring in Niv. And just another binding. We could catch, like we are going more controlling this way, our curve does kind of come up. But I think if we just overwhelm them with removal. We didn't show any creatures, so they may be inclined. We're missing a white source, but I think we keep this. We're going to shock in here and then opt, and then discovery, so we have a few draws and a few scries. This also bluffs like we have the shock as well. I want a white source. Niv is definitely not what we want. Do I want Teferi right now? Probably not. The Hallowed Fountain's better. So we got 2 spells there. So if they didn't play a 3rd creature, I wouldn't Clarion here. But because they showed the 3rd, then I want to clear the board. If not, we would have just Enigma Drake, so then we could have gained the lifelink. So now if we just keep hitting our land drops, we should be good. Perfect. Here I want to fake holding up blue sword. No! No, 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 that was close. Did not want a 1-for-1 a Sky Marcher. So opponents, it's actually a very good draw here. So here, get rid of the life flinker. We'll attack for 4. And next turn we could either Ral if we draw a land, or just Seal Away is not bad as another option there. We can. This allows us to attack in with both and then get rid of the Sky Marcher. And this makes it so the opponent needs to have a removal spell. Much better showing than the first game. So now we need to decide if we want to bring in the Spell Pierce. Ral did feel a little clunky there. Perhaps just bring in a Negate as a catch-all that gets rid of Conclave Tribunals, gets rid of History of Benalias. Let's run it back like that. This is obviously a mulligan. It's a little awkward with the mana, but I'll keep because we have the Clarion. We're on the draw, so hopefully we can draw. Okay, so not an untapped source there, so we're going to take 2 points of damage, but we can shock it. Okay, perfect. That unlocks the rest of the hand. So we'll pass the turn here, see what the opponent does. If they play out more creatures, we'll just Clarion. So here... so we can Clarion to catch it, but maybe just keep the life total a little higher this turn. Get rid of it there. This might also tell them that we might not have a sweeper, and we can play out the Drake here and then hold back one blocker. See what they do. With having only one Clarion, unlike the last game where we had two. Okay, so they have the Tribunal. So here, I will try to sweep the board. That way the Benalia doesn't give him the bonus. And now we also have a Cleansing Nova for the following turn, if need be. Okay, so here, only 2 instants and sorceries. I think we take a hit and then go from there. I want to get more than just a 1-for-1. Okay, so here we'll board wipe. And then if we could get Niv down, then we're in a really, really good spot against this deck. A lot of their creatures are 1 toughness. We could Lava Coil that. Yeah, let's play out Niv. If they attack in, I'm not gonna block. So they Deputy. That's fine. We'll Beacon Bolt it and then we'll Lava Coil. Okay, so here, Beacon Bolt that. I get back Niv. And then Lava Coil the Loxodon. And then we'll just ping our opponent. Now we're in a pretty good spot. Even if they deal with the Niv, we have 2 Crackling Drakes in hand and a Beacon Bolt as a catch-all removal. Sentry's not going to do a lot. Let's see what... We won't be able to play both. There's a play where Ixalan's binding the Tribunal, so that gets rid of their removal. This lets us draw a card. Just ping our opponent. If we drew a spell, then we could have potentially killed the sentry. Just have that enter tapped. This keeps us back a blocker. They don't have enough right now for City's Blessing, and then we can just deal with that. Yep, takes down the opponent pretty quick. So, we're all the way up to platinum. Like 1, I think. We were almost at diamond, and then we just fell all the way back down. So what I'm gonna do with these is I will record them in individual matches and upload them as part of a series. So if there's only a particular match against a particular deck you want to see, you can catch it that way as opposed to having to sit through like an hour and a half video. But let me know what you think in the comments below, any variations to the deck, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a great one.